We are going live. I think. I don't know. There we go. Alright, we're live. How's everyone doing today? How are you doing, Yeti?
I'm tired.
Tired?
I'm tired. I'm always tired.
We have started potty training today.
Fun.
We've gotten rid of the diapers and we're just going straight in it. We've only had 2 accidents, so I'm kind of proud.
Yeah. I'll be there soon with Ezra.
Yeah.
So I'll be right in it.
It's like a learning process. Like, I never thought I would have to worry about, like, how to teach someone to go to the restroom. It was such a weird concept to me.
I remember specifically, apparently I was easy to potty train, but it was hard for my parents to teach me to wipe my own butt. Like, I just wouldn't learn. I wouldn't do it. My mom or my grandma would always do it. And I remember specifically the day that I was like, I need to learn to do it. Only my dad was home, and I went poo, and I yelled for him to wipe my butt, and he did it just too hard. And I was like, no, I have to learn to do this on my own because that hurt. So, my dad being too rough made me man up.
That's awesome. Yeah,
It's terrible.
I can't remember. I don't think there's no funny stories about me. I know I had an issue with, like, I have sensitive skin really bad. So I know, like, we had to, like, fast track it into me out of diapers because of that. But, yep, that's all I know of it.
Yeah, Ed's allergic to like every diaper besides.
You're going nuts right now.
You went nuts.
Alright, there we go. Maybe. You froze.
Maybe.
There. Oh, we're back. It, like, froze with you like this, and all of a sudden I'm hearing... And I was like, oh boy.
That's what it did on my side, but it was you.
Jesus.
It was horrifying.
You know, eventually when we get past this whole Corona stuff and we're all back to normal, we can do these live, which will do so much better.
Yeah. Just us at a table with a mic.
Yep. Alrighty, so let's get into our topics. Which one do you want to do first?
I think we should do Promise Neverland first.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
And then we can bring things back up with ping pong. So.
Oh, Promise Neverland. Jesus. That was a tearjerker.
Yeah.
Craziness.
I'm going to go back to our tier list we made last week, and I'm going to bump it up to an A because I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I was talking to my brother, and, like, I've been ranking, like, 2019 animes, because there was just so many good ones that came out last year. And, like, that was the only one I haven't seen of all the good ones that came out last year. And I really have to bump up what I have it. Or, I didn't have it, but I had to change my list. And I put that as my number 2 favorite anime last year. And that was behind Dr.
Number 1
Stone.
still Dr. Stone?
Yeah. I'm such a fan of Dr. Stone. Like, it's so cool. I did the Coke
The more
thing.
I'm getting into it, the more I like it.
I did the Coke thing in Dr. Stone. Have you got to that part yet? Where he mixes Coke? Yeah. I had to do that, and, like, I love that anime, dude. And it's, like, not really that heavy or dark or anything. It's just super lighthearted.
No.
But it, like, it's not an anime that's like, alright, so here's the objective. It's going to take us 20 episodes to get to that. Each episode has its start to finish. and you're gonna finish
Yeah.
like that, and I like that. And there's like an
Yeah.
over the whole situation. There's a big objective, so I like that about Dr. Stone. But yeah, Promised Neverland. I moved it to number 2. Fire Force and what's the other one? Demon Slayer are 3. Like I have them tied for third because I like both of them a lot. Fire Force,
And they're
just
good
blows
for
me
very
out.
different ways.
Yeah.
Fire Force is just so much fun.
I remember like thinking like at the second episode, I was like, so where can they really take this? Like I love this show, but I didn't see where they could take it anywhere. And then they're like, we got plenty of stuff for you. Don't worry. Hold your breath.
Just how much he is, like how many powers he has thought of that all center around fire just kills me.
Yeah.
He just keeps thinking of cool stuff.
Yep. It's awesome. I love it. But Promised Neverland, Jesus. So if you haven't watched it yet,
All right,
it's Little Annie.
we have to say
Spoilers.
at top. Yeah, we have to say spoilers because there's literally no way to talk about it without spoiling it.
Yeah.
Like there's none
This one's
because it
nuts.
just throws you in.
Please go stop this and go watch that. Come back
Watch it.
and listen to this great podcast because God, that was a beautiful story. And
It's great. I have heard. I think the manga is actually wrapping up. Like
Yeah.
because the guy had an idea and he's like, I'm not deviating. I'm making this.
yeah,
But I've heard there's like 4 arcs. That this anime covers the first arc. I've heard 2 and 3 are a little whatever, but 4 is great again. So we'll see how Promised Neverland goes on moving forward. But I'm excited. Like I'm very excited.
see, and
For
I
more
wanted
of it.
I wanted to ask you about that. Like, I could technically be fine with how it ended.
Oh, me too.
Like that was fine with me. Like I would love to know what those other beings were and like the whole premise behind that, but I kind of enjoy the keep you thinking about it. What is out there?
Yeah.
All that stuff. And I'm kind of scared that we're gonna get a Sword Art type thing. So Sword Art was cool when they were in the first game. Once they came out of the game, it lost all credibility after that. And now they're they're getting it back with this new arc, but they're like, they lost it all because of that. That was great.
Yeah.
And then now we're like, okay, well, you have no consequences going into this game. Oh, and then we go into this next game. You could die if you die. Like, it's dumb.
The only thing is granted I haven't watched that much Sword Art. I kind of gave up on it. I got bored. But it feels like they kind of made up some things as they went.
Yeah.
Where I don't know the author of Promised Neverland. I had his name written down. I don't know where it went. He said that he's had this thought up forever, and like he hasn't deviated from his plan at all. So I'm hoping that won't be a problem. So
Yeah, I heard he's like the reverse, like Toriyama, where he's like, I don't like it, I'm not gonna do it. Pretty much is how his thing is, which I like. But at the same time, they could do the same thing they did with GT and keep it going.
Oh, this could easily be something that they could keep going for at least a good while longer. But I respect that he's just like, no, I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't want to drag this out. Like,
I'm gonna
I
butcher
appreciate
this. It's Kaiju Shira.
Kaiju Shira.
Yeah,
Sounds
Kaiu Shirai.
Maybe it's Kaiju Shirai.
Yeah, Shirai. But yep, he is the creator of it. But yeah, I think they finished the last chapter last month is when the last chapter, because it dropped the same time. Not Black Clover, Demon Slayer. They both ended the same month.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy because they're both huge.
Yeah.
Like Demon Slayer gets more attention, but Promise Neverland's always that one that people were talking about that I've always meant to give a chance to, and I never did. And I'm so thankful I did now. Like,
I blame the trailer, to be honest. Like, because the trailer just
I do too, but I get it because, like, otherwise they're going to ruin this big...
Yeah.
Okay, we just got to get into what it is.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're just going to beat around it too much. So it's an orphanage. Takes place in an orphanage. That I think they say has 38
36.
kids.
36.
36? Okay. And you follow 3 main characters. Emma, Norman, and Ray. And first of all, it's not like Yu Yu Hakusho or One Piece where it's like there's a main character and their crew. Like, all 3 of these characters are the main character.
They share it.
And I love that. They're very much equals. And it's amazing. But Norman's the smartest, Ray is right behind, and Emma is more athletic but can be smart if she puts her mind to it. That's their whole deal. They test the highest. They're 11 years old. And in this orphanage, when you're 12, you're sent to a foster family. So, or any age between 6 and 12.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And you're sent to a foster family. But the higher your scores go, the longer they keep you, for reasons. So, in the end of the first episode, a girl who has been testing fairly poorly, she's about 6 years old. Is she 6 or 7? I can't remember.
She was 6.
She was 6? Okay. She'd been testing poorly, but they were like, hey, we found a foster family for you. We're going to ship you out tomorrow night. And everyone gets together the next night, and they say their goodbyes, and then Norman and Emma notice that she has this little stuffed bunny. She leaves it behind. So like, oh, we have to run it to her. It's her favorite toy. So they pick it up and they run to the gate where they let the kids out. First of all, this orphanage is impounded. Like, there's a wall around them that they're told to stay away from. There's a gate in and out that they're told not to go near. So they're running to this gate because, what's her name, Connie? The little girl?
Stay away from.
I believe
There's a
that's her
gate in and
name.
out.
And they're running this bunny to her, and they get there, and there's a car there, which they're like, oh, this is cool, we've never seen a car. But then they can't find anybody. And they're looking around, and they open the back panel of the car, and Connie's back there, and she's very much dead. Like, all the blood has been drained from her body, and then they hear a noise, and they hide under the car, Norma and Emma, and they notice the caretaker that they all call Mom is talking to, is it 3 very large demons?
Yeah.
Like, and Norma and Emma realize like that we have to get out of here. They're selling us or giving us to these things for some reason. We don't know if it's all of us or just the ones that test poorly. They don't know at this time. You find out later it's all of them. And they are basically livestock. These children are just raised to be given to these demons for meat and something to do with don't know yet. But they say they do different stuff with their brain. So that they just drop this at the end of the first episode, and you're just like,
What?
But my girlfriend watched that episode and a few other scattered ones with me, and like in every episode, I would just hear her go, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this shows a lot of that." but in the best way. Like every time you think you've got something figured out, something else just gets thrown out the window, and you're just like, "Shit, oh, okay." But I love it. I like the show doesn't tell the watcher anything that the kids don't know. What they find out, we learn at the same time.
Yup.
So you're never not like, well, why don't they just do this thing? You know, like, because they'll probably try it and it probably won't work. You know?
Ray is probably the only exception to that. Because he's working
That's true.
so much in the background. It ain't funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, we've already said spoilers and we're already talking about it. They find out that there's a spy. And they set up a trap to figure out who the spy is. And Norman almost immediately figures out that it's Ray.
I got
Norman's
flashbacks.
like a supercomputer.
You know, I got flashbacks to Death Note. I was like, oh, there's Light,
Oh, yeah, for
and there's Kira.
Mm-hmm.
Or L, I mean.
But in this case, they're like on the same team.
Yeah.
Like, because as soon as he brings it up to Ray, Ray's like, yeah, I miss Spy.
Yep.
And then they talk for like a minute, and Ray's like, well, technically I'm on your guys' side. He's like, I've been planning my escape for like 6 years.
I'm a double agent. Like,
yeah, like immediately, and they're just like, well, shit, okay. And Emma is like, can we trust him? And he's like, he's been our best friend our whole life.
Yep.
So I mean, he's like, he doesn't want to get eaten either. So
yeah, Ray.
Oh my God,
is
like
my favorite in the show. I really like Ray a lot.
I think mine's Norman.
Norman.
I think mine's Norman.
I like Norman a lot. I liked Ray.
I like all three of them a lot.
Oh yeah, all three of them. I love Emma. She's awesome. She's adorable. But I think the one
Her
thing,
never say die attitude is infectious.
Yep. The one thing that makes me like Ray the most is just everything he's doing behind the scenes. Like, everything he is doing is for this objection. And it's been like that since he was 6. He left, what's her name, Connie's stuffed animal on the table so they could find it, literally just to see what he knows. So he didn't have to be the one to tell them about it, but they would find out and start planning on their own. Him leaving the sprinkles and everything around, I just was like, God, dude, I love this kid so much. Like, it's awesome.
He's super cool.
Yep.
And then you find out he wasn't planning on him escaping ever.
He wanted the other two to
He wanted them to get away.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're like, what the hell, dude? Like, he's so cool. He works for Mom, and she rewards him by getting him gifts that the other kids can't get, because they have very few things in this orphanage. And so he gets gifts every few months, and he's been taking parts from all the gifts to make a thing to break a tracking device that he finds out is in his ear. And he's been collecting gifts for 6 years for parts to break this tracking device. Motherfucker is cool. He's real cool.
Oh yeah.
I love him. I'm just glad they never really did the whole "we can't trust Ray" thing.
Yeah.
Because like right away Norman's like, no, he doesn't want to get eaten.
Yep.
Like, why?
The only thing I kind of wanted it, but at the same time I wanted it to lead up to them all reuniting, was I kind of wanted to see Ray versus Norman for a while. You know what I mean? You kind of see the rivals.
Because they're like equally intelligent.
Yes, and I just wanted to see their mind games against each other and finding each other's stuff out and all that. I thought that would have been perfect. And like still have Ray doing what he was doing. Like, this was all just for you guys, but I'm just not giving myself up, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that would have been so much cooler.
It would have been really cool, but I also think it's so refreshing that they just work together immediately.
Big deal,
like,
I mean,
yeah.
And I think that's more of like they played into, these are kids we're talking about. At heart, they will get mad at each other, but they will forgive each other. Like, so I feel like that's why they did that. But I was like, oh, Death Note type stuff. I want that. Like, give me it.
Yeah. It's always because they figure out that Mom is working with the demons, so they're like, well, we have to outsmart Mom, but they slip up here and there, and Mom figures out that they know something. She doesn't know exactly what. She's like, I can't trust these kids, but I can't get rid of them because they're like my prime subjects. So, like, And it's this whole they outsmart mom, and then mom outsmarts them, and then they outsmart mom, and then mom outsmarts them. It's very Death Note in that regard. And like a mom brings in Sister Crone just to throw a monkey wrench into things. She had no desire to bring her there, but she's like, "Oh, it's extra eyes that are gonna freak these kids out." So.
I want to talk to
and
you
then
about
Crone's
her.
a fucking nutcase.
Yeah, she's a nutcase.
She's a nutball.
Have you ever noticed with her artwork looks different?
It does.
And I was like doing some search on it, and like trying to like think of why it looks so familiar to me. Do you remember how Boondocks used to do crazy black people?
Yep.
That's what it reminded me of. Like the blind dude and stuff like that. That's how they were drawn. Or like the crazy white
Ruckus.
lady. Yeah, and Uncle Ruckus. They were all drawn like that. So I'm curious if they actually like got someone from America to help them draw
like
her or
commissioned
something.
somebody.
Yeah. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised because she has that vibe for sure.
she looked out of place. Like her artwork looked different than everyone else's in the show.
Which, if they did that, first of all, I think she looks out of place to make us feel as uneasy as the kids felt seeing her.
Yeah.
And if they just straight up hired a different animator from a different studio to do that, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to bring a different art style.
Yeah. Like I thought it was cool. Like, and it kept bugging me, and I started like really like digging in, and I was just like searching like black characters and stuff like that, and it was Boondocks that it popped up in my head. I was like, no way! Like it looks super similar to that. So maybe they just
that's a good point.
Took some looked at that and like saw that and used that or something like that. But I mean, it's kind of cool to see American like artwork finally getting appreciated or something. Maybe.
Right. And she as a character is actually very complicated. We learn all about the Mother program through her.
Yeah.
Where when a girl turns 12 and their scores are high enough, they can either decide to still be sold and eaten, or they can go into this Mother program where they are forced to have a child, and then they can run an orphanage. Or a plant, as we later learn that they're called.
Yeah. So for people that don't know yet, they're like the kids are pretty much cattle for demons, is what they are.
Yeah.
I don't know if we said that.
It's Chicken Run, the anime.
They don't leave the orphanage at all whatsoever in the show.
No.
Like, they don't know anything outside.
There's like a
of
forest around it, and that's it. Like that they can play tag. That's about all they do. Like I said, this is basically Chicken Run, the anime. When someone pointed that out to me, and I was like, "Shit, it is Chicken Run." Yep. As soon as they said it, I got so upset.
What is it? They have 36, 35 other camps or something like that?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact number, but it's a lot. Because they toss around the idea, like, we gotta come back and try, because, I mean, spoilers, they get out, like, it wouldn't be a show if they didn't.
Yeah.
Like, it couldn't be ongoing. And they toss around the idea, like, we have to try to help these other kids. Like, we don't know them. We don't know them at all. But they don't deserve to be in this situation. And we see, as Christian said it earlier, we don't see much of the outside world at all.
No.
You know that there's a forest out there and there's a bridge that leads out.
Yep.
That's about all we know. Someone said that, like, humans don't live comfortably. I think it was Sister Crone said humans don't live comfortably outside. But there are humans. Like, but I think the demons rule the world. Is that what we're supposed to believe?
I'm pretty sure but see, that's what I was about to talk about, is I'm guessing season 2 will go into this a little bit more, but the author of the books, that was never referenced again after they put the pieces together of all the stuff that the author was leaving.
Oh, yeah, the books in the library,
Yes, so I'm curious if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, there were books donated to the orphanage for the kids to read, and Emma of all people, noticed these stamps
Yep.
that had an owl on it, and around the owl was a circle, but all the circles were broken up differently, and they figured out it was Morse code, and they were all words giving the kids like clues and warnings about the situation they were in.
Yep.
So somewhere out there they have an ally, and they figure the show takes place in 2015, and one of the books is from 2015, so they figure he's still alive. But there is someone out there trying to help them. They just don't know who he is or what he looks like. But
And I feel like that's the reason why it was never referenced again, is Emma figured it out, or had someone else figure it out for her. So
she said
they can go find him.
Phil, the 4-year-old, pointed the owls out to her, and then she realized that it was Morse code.
Well, no,
she kept staring
I'm saying, because since they did it referencing after that, I feel like she figured something out later, and that's where they're gonna head, is to wherever he's at.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yo.
I'm excited to see where it goes. I really am. I like this.
I am too, but I'm just nervous. I don't want it to go to like some like crappy anime where they just, oh, we're gonna have to like I feel like that was a perfect ending. That was my only thing.
I do know one of my buddies has read the manga, and I was asking him because I was worried. I was like, I don't want it to turn into an action anime. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I like that it's a mystery survival thing. And he said, don't worry, they don't fight demons. They almost always just run. And I was like, that's good, because that's all their things ever say.
Yep.
Is like, keep running.
Yep.
Just run, you know? Like, I'm like, cool, I like that. I'm glad that they don't band together and fight demons.
Yeah.
Like, it's not Berserk, you know? Like,
what is your opinions on Norman?
if, like, okay, because he gets fostered off. But his gift, Sister Crone gets killed off because she learns too much. She outlives her usefulness, and Mother has her killed. But she leaves, was it a pen and a key to Norman?
She leaves like a box. I know that. And I think the box had a key in it, maybe. No?
And the only other key we saw opened Mother's secret room.
Yep.
Where she talks to headquarters. So Sister Crone's key has to be something important. Because these keys are clearly important. We don't... They make it a point, if somebody dies, they show you. And they don't show Norman die. So I think he's alive. I hope he's alive, because I love him. But I don't know... Because Mom asked him to wait in that room for a little bit.
And then it was gone.
And that's it.
Yep.
And I think maybe in that room there was a door, and he snuck that key in like his clothes, because Mom made a point to point out that his briefcase was empty, because it was.
I think he was offered something.
And I could see that too, like a Ray position or something.
Yep. Well, not even a Ray position, but as a spy, or hey, we have a hunters thing for people to go after these people that, you know, finally get away from a camp or something like that. Who's better to get than the best hide-and-seek player? They play hide-and-seek for a reason. Why else would it? You know, that is my thought on it. It's like, why do we keep coming back to hide-and-seek? We're always playing hide-and-seek. Of course, eventually it became, oh, that's how we're going to train everyone. We're going to get them, you know, doing this for exercise. But they were playing hide-and-seek since day one. Like, it's always been a thing. Why would they know, oh, we should play hide-and-seek, unless someone's given them, you guys need to play this. Let's find which one's the best at catching everyone.
Yeah.
And I could see that becoming Norman.
Yeah. But at the same time, I hope not, because I don't want him to be a bad guy.
You don't want the heel turn. But it could be a heel.
No, I don't want the heel turn.
It could be a heel turn that comes back around, you know?
It's true.
So,
it's true. He could be... knowing Norman, he could be like, I took this position so that they put me in a place of power so I could help you guys
Yeah.
or something, you know, like.
But
Because like
I don't have any doubt that that's
Emma-
what he's doing.
because Emma and Ray see like visions of him as they're escaping.
Yeah.
Because like he's still there. Like he left such an impact that even though he's not there, like he's there.
Yeah.
You know, it's his plan that they're following.
Yep.
He had a chance to escape and chose not to. Instead, he got more information for them so they could escape easier. And I'm like, you're a dude, Norman. Like,
You're the ultimate dude. Like,
yeah, like you're a real dude. But yeah, the kids, they set up a plan to escape. It's all the kids that are 5 and older. They left the 4-year-olds behind. They told Phil. They asked him because he's very mature for 4 years old. Should we risk taking all of you guys and the babies, or should we come back for you? And literally without hesitation, he's like, no, we'll be okay.
we'll be okay.
You guys go, and we'll wait. I was like, oh, like he didn't even think about it. He's like, no, go, we'll be okay. Like, I was like, that's a brave ass kid.
Yeah, it was.
Like, because now he knows the situation. Like,
Dude, that broke my heart.
he handled
too.
it.
That broke my heart.
Mhm.
I was like, man, they're leaving him. Like, all along.
Mhm.
Like, I felt for all those kids because we have kids that age. So like, I
Yeah.
feel like I kept putting Lily and Remy in that
Yeah.
show like too much, and that was like so weird to
You're
do
just
in the
like,
first place. But I
Yeah.
kept doing it, like imagining them in it.
Yeah.
So
It's
that
hard not to.
so that twist at the end, were you expecting that?
I was not.
I was
Where-
like, what?
But it's one like 2 or 3 minutes before they revealed it. I went, "Oh my god!"
What
Like,
the
because
frick?
I noticed all the songs and I was like, like, so earlier in the show, you find out that Ray remembers being a fetus. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't have infantile amnesia. He never
Which
lost his memories of being a
Makes
baby.
that character even cooler. Like,
Yeah, there's reported cases of people in real life like this.
Yeah.
Like, it's an actual thing. So he remembers, is it his earliest memory is being in the womb surrounded by warm liquid and hearing a lullaby in the distance. And he's constantly humming this lullaby to himself.
Yep.
And then at the end it shows Mom when she's 10 or 11 and she tries to escape and gets scared and decides not to. And there's a boy playing a guitar, and the song he's playing is that fucking lullaby that
Dude,
Ray's always singing. And I was
lost
like,
it
no
right then.
way.
Like I told you, I watched it all in one night, and it was like right after our podcast. I believe I watched it.
I watched it
wasn't
in 2 nights.
Like, wasn't it
Yeah.
right after our podcast I started watching it? That
You
same
the
night?
next day you're like, I finished.
Yeah, dude, I kid you not. I woke up Kristen because like I was like, no fucking way. Like when he started playing it, I was like, that's fucking Ray's mom. Like what? And
Yeah.
shoo.
It's as soon as you realize that he's playing the song Ray's been singing the whole time, you're like, nah.
Yep.
And then it goes through, and it shows him get sent away, the kid playing the guitar, and then it shows Mom go into the mother program, and then it shows her pregnant, and she's humming the song, and you're like, there it is.
Yep.
There's Ray right there.
Yep.
And then she gets sent to the camp where her kid is that she didn't know was going to happen. Because she's horrified when she sees him there.
Yeah.
And he looks right at her and he goes, why'd you give birth to me?
Yep.
Like, that's all he said. And I was like, oh, God, this show's too heavy.
I couldn't deal with it, dude. It's tough. Like
It's pretty heavy, man. I loved it, though.
oh
I
my
loved it every
God.
second of the
It
way.
was such a great show.
The only time I got bored was the first episode after Norman is gone. The last, I think, 3 episodes don't have Norman. And it was the first one after it, and it's literally just because Norman was gone, and I was sad because he's my favorite.
I can't really remember that episode. I kind of like. I feel like I became Emma and Ray, where they just zoned
Mhm.
out of reality. Like, cause like I felt like I did that during that episode. Like,
But fucking, then you find out Emma was faking that the whole time, so
Yeah.
Mom would stop suspecting her. Like,
well, and so
she was doing
Ray.
it the whole time and setting up plans.
Ray
Yeah.
was doing the suicide shit, like going crazy. Like,
Mhm.
Jesus.
And you're like, and then they meet each other the day before Ray's birthday, and he's like, you've been planning the whole time too, haven't you? She's like, yeah.
Dude, when you saw Ray after the fire, how hyped did you get?
Mm-hmm.
Did you expect...
I got so happy.
I didn't think it, dude. I felt for it. And I catch that shit. I'm always the first to catch it, dude. And I got so ticked off, dude. I was like, fuck it. Like, no.
Like, you don't take Ray away from me.
And then I see him there, and here I am waking up Kristen again. Like,
can we talk about the fact that Emma cut her goddamn ear off to make this plan work?
Both of them did.
Because I think, oh no, Ray did cut off his ear, didn't he? I thought his got taken out surgically, but no, his ear's gone.
No.
That's right. Because Emma ran and cut off her ear and hid it in a bucket in another room so Mom would go check it out. And then she just picks up a severed ear, and you see Emma holding her ear running away. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me with these kids?
You gotta give Norman so much props for that, too. Because he's like, alright, here's the survival for dummies book. Ray's gonna try and kill himself. You're gonna have to convince Mom that he actually killed himself. At the same time, you're gonna stick around. Then you're gonna do this and take off. Like, she cut off her ear with her mom still in the same room. So, like, that takes a lot. Like, you're telling me you're not going to scream? Like, she was mentally preparing herself for that. Like, and, shoo.
The fact that it comes full circle because Ray was putting, like you said, he left the rabbit on the table to put all these dominoes in effect. But then all the dominoes fell to Norman, and then he pushed them down again.
Yep.
Like, because he came up with this whole plan, knowing what Ray was going to think. Like, Ray was 100% going to kill himself, and Norman's like, you have to stop him. Just, he's going to try. Like,
yep.
But then the kids all get out. Mom tries to stop them. And that's when you get the whole mom flashback. And then she goes back to the kids. This whole orphanage burns down, by the way. It's all gone. She goes back to the 4 and under kids and looks right at Phil and goes, don't worry, they got away. Yeah. like I was like, how do you know Phil knows? Yeah. Like, dude, Mom's always like one step ahead.
It's that mom always knows, like, type thing, dude. And, like, man, I loved it.
Because Ray or Phil gave like no hints that he knew, but she knew that he knew. Yeah. Like, it's crazy. But I enjoyed basically every second of this show. I'll say one thing: if you're not a fast reader, you might be pausing and unpausing a lot because they will just talk and talk and talk and talk. So, and it's only sub right now. I can't find a dub.
Nah, I watched it dubbed.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I was scared I was gonna fall asleep watching it, so I watched it dubbed. I watched
it subbed.
I wanted to binge watch it, so I found that.
I couldn't find it dubbed anywhere, but it's fine. It's a fine watch, but I will say if you watch it subbed, you need to be able to read quick because they just move. Well, they just talk and talk.
You got to be a pirate.
But yar. Yeah, I'd easily give this a 5 out of 5. I'm sad that it took me this long to watch it.
Yeah, same.
I loved it.
Same. I'm a huge supporter of it, and definitely looking forward to season 2.
My girlfriend she's seen maybe 4 of the 12 episodes that are out, and she's like, we need to find these manga. I need to buy these manga. And I'm like, well, okay, let's go look for them. I like looking for treasures, obviously. Yep. So I'm cool with looking for manga. I have Death Note around here somewhere. I used to own a lot more manga. I don't own much anymore.
I'm starting to start a collection because I read most of my manga online. Yeah. So I'm starting to. I want a physical collection of manga to go in my arcade room stuff. So that's what I've been starting. It's tough because they come out with. They're kind of like comic books. They come out and they're done. Like no reprints, no nothing.
Yeah.
Unless it's Dragon Ball. I can literally find a full set of Dragon Ball in 30 different sets and everything.
I cannot find. There's a Pokemon anime or a Pokemon manga called I think it's just called the Pokemon Adventures, and it's rad.
Is it?
Like, it's really good. It's really violent. Like, you see Pokemon die, and it's like officially licensed Pokemon product. Like, you see a Psyduck get melted with acid. You see an Arbok get cut in half. Like,
Well,
you see these
for
things.
this.
It's rad. I have the first like 6. If I find them, I'll definitely throw them your way. But
Is that the one with green in it?
yes, green is in it.
Yeah.
And you follow the kid's name is Red, but it's not the Red from the games, because he has his first 3 Pokemon are a Poliwhirl, a Bulbasaur, and a Pikachu. And it's super like Poliwag was his first Pokemon because they were just friends. And then when he started his adventure, he was like, "You can be my first Pokemon." And I was like, "This motherfucker got to start with a Poliwhirl."
Yeah.
It also evolved into a Poliwrath without a Water Stone. I don't know how that happened, but it did.
Okay.
It just evolved. I think he was drowning, and it needed to be stronger to save him, so it evolved. And I was like, "The thing," but whatever. But on to lighter subjects.
Yes.
How about ping pong?
Ping pong. Oh my
It was
lord.
fucking dope. It was the only thing. Because my girlfriend walked in, I was like 3 or 4 episodes in, and she goes, "This is an ugly anime." And I was like, "I think it's done."
We're going crazy right now. 1 second. You look like you're going nuts right now. You back?
Yep, you
All
bugged
right.
out.
Yeah, we both did.
But what's the last thing you heard me say?
Your girlfriend walked in.
She walked in, it was like 3 or 4 episodes in, and she goes, "The hell are you watching?" I was like, "It's called Ping Pong, the animation." And she's like, "This is an ugly looking anime." And I was like, "Yeah, but I love it." Like, it looks like they drew up the storyboard art, and then like they sent it to the guy to like tune it up, and he just colored it and sent it on. Like, but I love that. I like that it's ugly. It looks different.
As far as when I've been doing my research on it, so you know how Marvel will do their like animated or have you seen the Watchmen animated series?
Yes.
Where it's just the panels that are like actually in the comic books, but you see
it's a motion comic, yeah.
motion comics. So as far as I know, it's a motion manga is what this is supposed to be.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So like, but I mean, if that's
Because they do a
motion
lot of that,
manga,
like
I'm fine with that.
it's because they do a lot of that, like this kid will he'll swing his paddle and then it'll cut and then it'll show the other kid on this side like swinging his paddle this way, like it does this panel cuts.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
And if that's what
I loved it though.
they call motion manga, I will take that over anything.
It's a hell of a step up from a motion comic.
Yeah. Like, I loved it.
I did too.
Who'd you think it was about?
Their friendship.
Like I thought it was.
That's what it becomes.
Yeah, like shoot, because like I really feel like it was actually about I forgot.
Smiles.
Not Smiles.
Peiko.
I really feel like it was about Peiko's story.
Mm-hmm.
And to make him like, here is the guy to make you go up to your next step. And I feel like
Right.
Smiles wanted to be the villain to Peiko, so he
Mm-hmm.
had someone to elevate him to another level. Because like that's all you
But then
hear
when they're-
Smile talking about is a hero, and how he wants to see
Yeah.
a hero, and how he believes in heroes and stuff like that. And then from when
And it's been Peiko the whole time.
Yep, it's been Peiko the whole time in the background, slacking and doing whatever, and then coming back to become the hero that he was supposed to.
Because that's what Peiko says. He's like, he's been waiting for me this whole time. Like, he's like, I've been resting on my laurels and just joking around and having fun because I'm naturally good. but he's wanting me to apply myself to get above him.
Yeah.
Well, like, and I was like, you sly dog.
Yep.
That the last two, well, God, like the last like 5 ping pong matches are really good.
Yeah.
But those last 2, where it's Peiko versus the guy that calls himself Dragon. Was amazing. And then Peiko versus Smiles, which you don't even see the end of that because it's not important.
I don't even think you, like, if you really go back and watch it, you don't watch that match whatsoever. You get glimpses.
Not really.
You
see volleys. That's it.
You see them battling back and forth, or from each of them, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they're literally just telling you their story in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's because it's at that point, who wins and loses didn't matter anymore because their story was wrapping up.
Yep.
And I mean, Peiko won because he goes on to the Olympics.
Yeah.
But for a 11 episode anime about ping pong, I was enthralled.
And
I loved it.
And terrible artwork. Like, it wasn't like anything that was like blows your mind. Because like, to make something like this work, like, you would think like, we got to get the best budget, we got to get the best people, we got to get everything, and they're like, we don't need that. We got a great story to tell, and they told a great story. Yeah, that's what they did.
They did. I think they did. My girlfriend pointed it out. She thinks they did what they did in like season 1, One Punch Man, where not much would happen, but then when there was action, you'd see the animation spike up.
Yep.
And that is true because like the ping pong matches, especially toward the end, are essentially Dragon Ball fights. Yeah. Like,
I think
they're insane.
I think they spent their whole budget on Dragon vs. Peko. Like, because that match was like,
oh yeah,
that was the Hakai stuff in ping pong that we were both looking for when we started watching this.
And it's that match is like that whole episode.
Yeah.
Like, basically, they talk at the beginning for a little bit, and then it's just that whole episode's that match, and it's rad. Like, and
I feel
I loved it.
It does such a good job making you like, you don't just follow Smiles and Peku. You're also watching Dragon. You're watching the Chinese guy also train and like refine himself because
what's his name?
I can't even remember.
Kong? Is that his name?
Kong's his name. Yeah. Watching him go from this arrogant dude that thought he was just better to everyone to someone that's like trying to level up his team, like where he showed up like, I just want to play and I don't feel worthy, or you guys are worthy.
Wasn't Kong was like top 4 in China?
Yeah, and
or something like that.
He kicked off his team and
because of his attitude.
Yeah.
And then he came here and, like you said, he formed a team and fell in love with being a coach rather than a player. And you're like, look at this shit. like everyone, even the weird dude that got beaten by Peiko in their first tournament gets a story arc. Like,
and you didn't think you wanted one either. You're just like, I don't care about this dude. Like, he'll get written off after he beats Peiko, and I'll never worry about him again. And what do you know? His character mattered to the story. Like, and I love that.
The moment where I can't remember Dragon's school's name, but the kid that school takes ping pong way too seriously. The moment where it's their friend that they played in the dojo with that went off to that school. The bald one with the glasses. Yeah. That whole team is bald, by the way, which is weird. And the third episode, it's the one that I watched at work yesterday. I had to look like a mental patient because I started laughing so loud when that motherfucker walked up to Peiko and just headbutted him right in the forehead. And then they just yelled at each other. And I laughed so hard. And one of my friends, one of the security guards at work, she's like, what are you laughing at? And I showed her that scene. And she was like, oh my god. And I was like, this is about ping pong. Yep. Like, why is it this intense?
I freaking
But I think it needed to be because it's such a rudimentary little game. So I feel like they had to turn it up to here. It came out the same year as Haikyuu, So maybe they saw that as competition as well. So I don't know. I still think Haikyuu's a little more hype, if I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
But I don't think ping pong will be. I love sports anime. This is no secret. I don't think it's gonna crest my top 5, but it's in my top 10. And I've seen way more than 10.
It's way too good.
It's very, very good, and it's very short. It's an easy watch. Like,
do you know what I end up doing after I watched it? Like, not the same day. I watched Balls of Fury the next day, and I just wanted to see how they captured. Like, and of course, it's a comedy that's supposed to make fun of ping pong, but it's so weird how good Japan is at like taking something as simple as ping pong and making this crazy story. Like, and like if you look at like how we did Balls of Fury, the movie was like terrible, and it was supposed to be terrible. Like, it was like, come on, like I freaking love ping pong, dude. It's so good.
It's my buddy made this as a joke like a year or so ago, because it's the same. It's what you just said. Like, Japan will take any idea and make an amazing anime or just manga or story out of it. And he's like, I want a manga or an anime about kids playing D&D. And I was like, don't give them ideas.
Yeah,
it'll be amazing. Because it'll be. Have you heard of Keep Your Hands Off Itsuken?
No.
It's going on right now. It's the guy who drew Devilman Crybaby is drawing it. So it's beautiful. But it's about these 3 girls that are writing an anime, and whenever they are talking about or planning or writing the anime, the animation behind, they stay the way that they're animated, but everything around them becomes like pencil sketches and stuff. So it's like they're diving into their storyboards, and it's amazing. And as soon as I saw Keep Your Hands Off Itsuken, I was like, I need them to make this weird D&D anime now. Just do this. Like, I would also like to see a pro wrestling anime that's actually about pro wrestling, and it's not over the top like Muscle or Tiger Mask. I don't want them jumping up and grabbing stage lights and throwing them at each other.
What was that wrestling anime? There was one.
It's probably Ultimate Muscle that you're thinking of.
Ultimate Muscle.
Yeah. But it's ridiculous. I want an anime about. I did too. I love that it's over the top, but I want, because wrestling is over the top, if we're being real. But I want an anime that's about a kid training to be a wrestler, and it goes through the whole, like, getting to become a pro wrestler thing, like the training and the learning and the bumping and the pain. But the only thing you'd have to change is, like, you'd have to change to where, like, they know who the winner of the match is going to be. Like, the matches have to be real, but all the training and stuff and building a character and everything, I want an anime based on that.
I heard, I think it was a year ago, that there was an anime in production that was around Kenny Omega and New Japan Wrestling.
There was an anime maybe 2 years ago called Tiger Mask W, and it has a lot of those characters in it.
Oh, really?
Like, Kenny Omega's in it, Kazuchika Okada's in it, Minoru Suzuki is in it, and what's your name? Kota Ibushi was Tiger Mask W in real life, so he's Tiger Mask W in the show. So it's a whole thing, but it's fun. But it's another one, like, a guy will jump up to the ceiling and grow blades out of his fingernails and cut somebody, and I'm like, I want wrestling. Yeah. I just want a wrestling anime, like how the rest of these sports anime are treated, but with pro wrestling. That's what I want.
That would be cool.
Hasn't been done. It'd be really cool. I also want to see what they would do with a golf anime. Probably okay.
I mean, they already have the formula. Hot Shot Golf.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Just get Sony to license it.
But yeah, overall, I think we had 2 absolute bangers this week. This week's homework was great.
Peku is
like,
my favorite character now, on top of everything. For the simple,
of all your anime,
all my animes, because the only reason why he is because he was me in high school wrestling. Because I wrestled through elementary all the way up to high school into college.
Yeah.
And Smiles is my little brother Sean. I kid you not, we are identical to those characters.
That's hilarious.
I'd be the person calling off skipping practice to go dick around and go up to Holy Cross to wrestle. Was another place where it had better wrestling and stuff like that. I enjoyed hanging out with those guys. I would go up there and wrestle, or I would go and dick off with my friends. My brother would be the one at practice who's super good, and everyone's like, "Where's Christian at?" And he's like, "I don't know. I don't have a leash on him. If you want him, go get him. You know where he's at, just like I do." But yeah,
that's hilarious.
They are. I kid you not. Those are the characters of me and my brother in real life. Because that was us. We'd be at tournaments. Everyone would be they would know me. I would be the asshole jokester all the time, goofing around. And my brother was the quiet one that, chilled behind me, played on his fucking PSP. And then they would call his name. He would go up, pin the dude, go back to playing on his PSP while I'm dicking around with everyone. And that was us, dude.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah. So Peko and Smiles are definitely in my top. I love them so much because it just felt like it was me and my brother.
I love them too.
In high school,
they're cool ass characters.
Yep.
I was expecting ping pong to be a good time, but it was a great time. It was a hell of a little ride.
I loved it. Sure.
Me too. My cheeks hurt from smiling. Like I said, we had two A+ shows this week, and
definitely the best shows
I'm happy about
I've
that.
ever. I mean, I don't think I would ever look, because I've had Funimation forever, and I know I've probably scrolled past it and probably was I'm never gonna watch this. And I was telling Kristen about this the other day. I was like, dude, I love having this podcast. Because it's not only just opening my eyes to new anime, but we're finding all these cool gems, and I'm
yeah.
Whereas before I would go to what looks like something I would watch to now just, oh, that looks interesting, I'm gonna check that out.
Mm-hmm.
I started.
But
what is this show? I can't remember. You can say what you were saying. I'm gonna look this up.
It's like what you just saying. We find these hidden gems because people, especially recently, will talk to you about Promised Neverland. It's this huge thing. It's a phenomenon, especially when it comes to shonen anime. But nobody has ever talked to me about ping pong animation. Not once. And I only found out about it because I found a list online, and it was top 10 anime with theme songs that don't match the tone of the show. And it went into that bonkers-ass anime that ping pong has. That's just punk rock with ping pong. And it's cool. It starts with this hell of a drum metal, and then it's this guy goes "Oh yeah!" And then it's just ping pong. And I was like, "Oh, I'm in. Yep. I have to make the guys watch this."
Yep. And I'm glad. It was great.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
I found. Have you seen Guilty? What is it called again? Guilty Crown.
I've not.
So, I highly recommend checking it out. I think it's 24 episodes. I'm not going to say it's a research thing because I'm only one episode deep in it. But
yeah.
The crazy thing about it is this show, let's say what we're dealing with in 2020, this show takes place 3 years afterwards. And it's about where everything went to hell during 2020.
Oh.
And I kid you not, it's spot on. We had to get other countries' assistance on fixing our virus and all that. And now we're to this pot where, pretty much everyone's destroying the city and stuff like that. Dude, it's creepy. It's so spot on to what we're dealing with right now in 2020, and I was like, dude, that's crazy. Like,
I might have to check out an episode or two. I'll watch an episode or two tomorrow and let you know what I think. And if we both agree that it's good enough for next week, we can cover it then.
Heck yeah. Did you start Tower of God yet?
I've not. It's in my queue though.
It's so good. I love it, and it's Korean.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it's
Yeah.
Korean. Like, it's so cool.
But to wind down, we had an A+ with Promised Neverland, but it's kind of a bummer in the best way. And we had an A+ and Ping Pong, but it's bonkers. Like, you got to be ready for how crazy it is. Did you have any other anime or pop culture experiences this week?
Look at you taking the handle today. I've been starting, Dragon Ball card shopping. So, like, I have, like, all these Dragon Ball Super cards now. I just started playing the game. Maybe we'll leave that link in our description on YouTube or something.
From the little bit you've shown me, the artwork on those cards is beautiful.
Yeah, dude, they're super dope.
I don't think it holds a card to like Yu-Gi-Oh artwork,
Yeah.
but
Dude, I don't know.
that's just Game of the Electromagnet Warrior.
Let me see here. Here's one. Like, look at this Goku.
Oh, that is pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah, like,
That's pretty cool.
it's dope. I'm enjoying searching for that.
I'll have to check it out. I miss playing card games. Like, Brandon was talking to me about Magic, and I loved Magic, but my color set was black-green, which is called Golgari, and it became just a chore to play like 3 years ago. Green became the hardest color in the game to play, and that's what I played. So I stopped playing.
Blue-green.
Oh, you played blue. We can't be friends.
Yep.
I hate blue. I played black-green.
Yeah.
But my thing is stores are opening back up, especially in Kentucky. And we went out to see my mom in Florence, and my girlfriend's like, "Hey, we should go to the mall because we haven't been since this whole pandemic started." And not every store in the Florence Mall is open, but a lot of them are. And Hot Topic is, but only 9 people can be in there at a time, which is fantastic because I can walk around.
Yeah.
Because I don't fit in Hot Topic.
Dude,
I'm
Hot
too big.
Topic's too, like, small, and everything's like, ugh.
And so tiny. I literally have to like walk sideways like through that store. But I was walking and they had all their pops are super stocked because nobody's been shopping there forever. And you see I have Armstrong and Mustang here. Winry's somewhere. She's in the house. We don't have either Elric, which is weird. But Hot Topic had an exclusive King Bradley.
Oh shit.
So now I have King Bradley. And they have a chase where instead of his eye patch, it's his symbol. But I saw him out of the corner of my eye, and I was just like, didn't even think about it.
I've been
because
oh, sorry.
No, I'm just saying because King Bradley's dope. Like
Yeah.
he's a rad character. There's not a bad character in FMA if I'm being real. Like,
Not at all.
but what bothers me is Scar doesn't have one of these yet.
Really?
And it blows my mind. Scar doesn't have one.
I feel like I've seen one.
You would think people are making them, but they're not
Okay,
official.
yeah.
But like they have Armstrong, and Scar is much more important than Armstrong. Armstrong's my favorite character, so I'm glad he's got one. But Scar should have one.
I have Ed.
But that's
That's all I have, I think.
yeah. I don't have Ed or Al. I have every other FMA character but the Elric. But that was my whole pop culture thing this week because I only have one day off now. So
Yeah. Yeah. So
hopefully we get back to normal soon.
with all the stores opening back up, I've been since quarantine started for Nabby Entertainment on YouTube. I've been just literally stockpiling like tons of videos. So like once everything goes back to normal, I'm just gonna throw everything on there like once every 30 days or something like that. So I did a video which is gonna come out like I think next week, I went to Comics to Games since they opened back up last week,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a huge pop sale. It was like almost all their pops were like $5. So
Jesus.
I got a full set of Ready Player One pops. I got me a couple Bleach pops. What else did I get? I got so many different pops, but like I was getting like Disney stuff for the girls, and I was getting
Yeah.
what was the one I was really hyped that I found? Was it Dr. Stone? I think that's the one I... No, there wasn't Dr. Stone. That wasn't one. I don't know, but I got a ton of
I was
them.
gonna say if there's Dr. Stone pops, that's news to me.
Actually,
Um,
I know what it was.
Hunter x Hunter
It was Midoriya.
just dropped their whole pop line.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
We have our FMA or MHA pops are out in the living room.
Heck yeah.
But what was I gonna? Oh, Hunter x Hunter just dropped their whole pop line, so that's my next hunt. Like,
Heck yeah.
100%. That's what I was looking for, and I found King Bradley. I found no Hunter x Hunter, but I found King Bradley. So
Are you a part of the Navi Crush Group page?
I'm pretty sure.
Get a hold of Zach Schaffer. He's a pop salesman. He has everything. I kid you not. I was looking for a Bender for like years. Bender and Fry. He literally found them both for me.
Yeah.
In like days. And he asked me if I wanted a variant of Bender. He's like, I have a gold one also.
Oh, a Chase.
Yeah, a Chase. Yeah. He is literally the dude I hit up whenever I'm on a hunt for pops. He's like well deep in the community, so he can literally find it if he doesn't have it, and he has tons. He runs a shop at Trader's World. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like you could always.
We'll have to once everything's not crazy. We should do like a vlog at Trader's World because that place is insane.
I love that place.
Me too.
I met a pro wrestler there. I went there when they opened up a couple weeks ago, and I was just going on turtle hunt because I'm still collecting turtle stuff. I met this pro wrestler dude, and I kid you not, he had a bunch of ECW wrestlers, like still in their boxes.
That's
and stuff.
awesome.
I got Taz, I got Devon, and I got RVD, which are the three guys I really like in ECW. What you got over there?
I have
Ooh,
a
that's
WCW Eddie Guerrero.
That is dope.
Yeah. The box is a little rough, but I was like, nope, that's fine. But, yeah. This week was really good. I didn't get to go out and adventure much, but overall, like I said, we had 2 winter animes to watch.
Yeah.
That was great. We will determine what next week is, so we don't really have a thing to announce for next week. We'll just figure it out. But yeah, we'll do our best to drop one of these once a week. We'll put it that way.
And I feel like
hopefully I get back on 40 hours a week soon.
By our next podcast, we'll have our own Facebook page. I feel like we should make that so we can run it and get people over there.
Yeah.
So we should have that also. So. That's all I got, man. What you got? Anything else?
Same thing. I'm good to go.
Alrighty. Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a good one. Peace. Alright, it stopped.